Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is Dex Fx Markets.com, and today is the 29th of November, 2019. We're vastly approaching the end of the year, being the last trading day of November. And with that said, we have some updates to be able to give on some things that we are very proud of that has taken us some time to really create. But before I move forward and start showing you these results, I need to warn you, the shock value is pretty big because when we're testing, we're always keeping our hopes a little bit collapsed, encapsulated, if you will. Our dreams of wanting it to be big and huge and loving and all that kind of stuff sort of outweighs our want for it to fail. When we weren't paying attention in the middle of this year, in June, we had some failures happen. Now, I don't mind failures. In fact, I relish in failures because I know that the more failures I get out of the way, the more successes I can have. And we've had a tremendous amount of successes, and I am completely blessed with that fact. But before I show you, I need to advise you of something. That the idea of trading is very lucrative and can be lucrative. But the amount of work we have done to get to this point has been exhaustive. And we could have easily, at any time, tried to sell you a bill of goods on how great everything is going to be and how great everything is without being transparent, without being honest, without being upfront, without being approachable, without having a phone number on the site and a chat and the thing. We could have sold thousands of these processes just straight out the door for like $200, $300, whatever. And my brother, myself, my best friend Chris and Amy and all the other people involved could have been very, very wealthy. We could have sold out to people who wanted us to sell you a bill of goods on bots and systems to join their network while they manipulated your accounts and stole all your money. We could have done all that stuff. We've been given enough opportunity to do so, and we've always chosen the right path. Now, we feel it's the right path because I want to be able to sleep at night. The majority of things that I've done in my life, I've done with the intent to try to help people. The other part, you could consider self-serving, like eating. But the idea of what we're trying to commit to here for all of you is to find something that you can trust, that you can stand behind, that you can feel that at any given moment, yes, anything can happen, but you'll know you're with a company that will do whatever it can do to do right by it. Any one of our products can cause you catastrophic failure if not used correctly. And even if used correctly, you could still suffer failure. This is the longest disclaimer I've ever had to put out. But I'm not doing it for courts. I'm not doing it for legal. I'm not throwing you out some mix of trading is a very difficult thing and you may lose money more than you put in and all that other kind of nonsense. I'm speaking to you real. And I want you to take this reality and I want you to use it. I want you to let it fuel you to be able to make and do anything you can to get to your idea of success without selling yourself out. Because you too can make those mistakes thinking that, well, the guy said it worked, so let me put everything I got into it. You need to take and be reserved, be careful, be cautious, ask questions, do whatever you can do to protect yourself. And let me tell you, if you ask me hard questions, I don't shy from those. There's nobody in this network shy from those. But don't ask questions in a trolling facet, right? You know a little bit? It's okay. I'm giving you this whole disclaimer today because we're about to let go of some confines that we put on ourselves to make sure that we protected all of our people, but also gave the world something that it can use. Now, we've been building bots for some time, and we have some pretty successful bots. Our daily signal system that delivers out for signals for Nadex is very, very successful. And whether or not you're using them to trade dailies or whatever else you're using it for, it can definitely be considered a success. So may some of our other signals. We've been also building bots to trade forex and been doing so for some time. We created a big giant network called StepBot, and that system sits on a unique server that does a lot of stuff, and it has a good yield. In fact, this will be the first one we're going to talk about. And the release of this process, as you've seen in the very beginning of last year, very end of last year, December of 05-18. It was going great, was going great. Now, here's the problem. In this system, we had a balance that was set at a lower balance, 20, I think we started with $2,000. And we were doing really, really super well with that process, right? That the balance was set okay, but it was pushed to a limit. What we didn't have was room for a catastrophic failure of the pairs. And what it was is that we got attached to something that just wouldn't let go. And we all got scared and we started to dive out. Now, what we didn't realize is that just a little bit later, there was reprieve. The very next 2 days later, if we were able to hold on for 2 more days, we wouldn't have lost a single cent. It popped back up almost immediately. So we learned, what is that limit? Where is that push? At 15% drawdown on a $2,000 account, that wasn't very much, was it? And some people who decided to hang on ended up getting their money back, and plus some, and are still with the step bot. And the step bot kept on going and going. So this told us this wasn't a failure on the system. It was a failure within our balance, within our risk to reward, okay, within our leverage. That's where the failure was. So we fixed that, and we created the step bot version 2, if you will, which if you go back one page, you'll see that we stopped here on August 29th, took some time, fixed it, and then look what happens when it restarts again at this point, August 8th. Because we had both systems still running, because I overlapped them for close to 20-something days to make sure that they were going to be both consistent. I only had some changes. I increased the balance value, and I increased and decreased the multiplier, which gave us some great results. We had some draw days in. We've only had one real losing day just by some semantics, but in which we fixed. And as it started to go on, we went to our biggest. This draw down here is the same size as this drawdown. And the same size as that drawdown there, and the percentage wiped out a lot of accounts because the multipliers weren't done correctly. Where here, they were. And as it continued, it just kept on flowing and flowing and flowing. Now, at this level right now, you could stop the video. If you're looking for a forex bot that trades for a long-term yield of about 3% per month average, and you got about 10 grand to start with, you can easily just stop the video right here. Don't even look at anything else, and just come in and buy in and pay your $128 a month or so to get into the Nadex and our process and get access to this bot itself. You won't get access to the actual bot. You'll get access to the copier system that copies from the bot, because the bot sits on a very high-end server. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to go over to our other system, which we also had once before, which we called the cable. And the cable was designed to be sort of like the step bot, but in a faster process. Happened a lot quicker. Not over a period of days, but hours. And we turned the Dex bot on back in September of this year. And over the past month or two, it has done very, very well. Now, in this particular process, this is a bot that actually sits on your computer, or your VPS, or our VPS, whatever you may have. And it models itself after being able to see a direction, buy into that direction, and if it was wrong, make adjustments to recuperate against that loss, if you will. And as it does, it increases its value as it goes. It will go exponential. It will go parabolic. Because with this system, when you first start out, it depends on how big your balance is, on how well it trades. Make sense? So if your balance is not set to the right amount, it won't trade. Got what I'm saying? So the process of this, which started back in September 20th, we'd seen easily enough. Now, we had tested prior to, but we didn't have that data to be able to put into my effects book. We had that data in a lot of back searches. And when we do that history search within the process and back testing, there is that information is not really trusted. I wouldn't trust back tested information anyway, because people can mess with the data. So here's what we have. Real data right in front of you right here, all been tracked and traded, privileges verified. And what we've done on this demo account, whether you're not believing live, I'll show you live accounts too. The process here is that it just engulfed into this solution. Yes, it did have drawdown, but we kept the proper balance, we kept the proper procedures running, and look what it's done. About 14.44% so far today, the 29th of November, the very last trading day. And we'll probably cap out about 14%, 14.5% on the average. But my friends, if you look at a yearly amount, how much is that? That's incredible. The idea of being able to trade at least 14% a month is more so than what most people trade in a year. And at 14 times 12 is 168% a month or a year you would receive on your money. Now, that's if it just kept on going and it kept on increasing. And you'll get about maybe 80 to 90% on your money every month or every year. So this particular process is very powerful. If you let it set and forget for about a year or two, you should be able to have a very large amount of money at the end of that time that you can then turn into longer term yields if you need to. CDs, mutual funds, those kind of things. IRAs, retirement, whatever it is. But this concept here of having the Dex bot will work. And it works at these levels. Why do we know? Because this is what we trade. Now, this particular bot trades on just one system. It just trades on one asset, the Great Britain Pound USD. And it does so with some alternatives that we have in there that work very well. But we wanted to see over the past 6 months, how well can the bot trade on the other pairs? So we did one for the Euro USD, we did one for the USD JPY, and the Aussie USD, and the Great Britain Pound USD. And as they were all running individually, we said a couple of days ago, well, what happens, because they all had this kind of success. We said, what happens if we put it on one account? What does it look like? And that's when we built the Dex Bot Atomic. This system right here is what's going to revolutionize what we have been talking about this entire time. Having the proper balances to be able to circum any issues of drawdown or major issues. And if you look here, these numbers are probably the best I've ever seen in anything we have built. And yeah, you can see that it does have drawdown and it has weight because these trades have to be on. And as they go up and down, and it manipulates the process well enough to be able to get in out of the trades and close ones that started and open up new ones to create new worth, this process has yielded in just 1, 2, 3 days 8.58%. Now, again, complete transparency, this baby is young. I wouldn't expect it to be joining the NFL just right yet, but I could tell you by our previous data with the Great Britain Pound USD and that system that the only thing that stopped it was the available balance and the leverage that we used. This system is very powerful. So you have to ask yourself, where are you at with your solution to find your success? For me, this is where I'm at. Now, I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in here just yet. What I will be doing is using this as a stream to find out which one of these pairs may catastrophically fail over the next 90 days. So stay with us and join us in our search for what will work to this level. Because if you think that this is good at any level, from the Dex bot, the Dex Atomic, or the Step bot, then I would say join us now and come on over. If you've already been with us for some time and you're wondering how do I get involved in these, don't worry. You're going to be getting special details and information all within your inboxes soon. But if you're not, if you don't know who we are, if you're just seeing this for the first time out on Facebook or YouTube or what have you, then click the link below and join us. Get involved. Start making your decision now. At these levels, being able to trade on Nadex, which is a North American derivative exchange, or forex, you're going to be dealing with people that have a tremendous amount of experience, a tremendous amount of data. And that's what you got to get down to really think about. Are all these people that you see out there, okay, who have data on their system, are they like I was showing you on the Dex Atomic, just 1 or 2 days, and you speculate, oh, it's going to be like that every day? It's not. You need people that have data like this, that have years worth of data. And on our website, in our systems, and our signals, even on our daily signals, this is 6 years worth of data here that we're looking at. This is 6 years worth of data that we're referring to. Watch this propagate. The lifetime values that you're going to be looking at these assets is that, it takes a second because I got a lot of stuff going on my computer. There we go. Of a lifetime value, look how many signals have been done over that 6 years. 33,000. That's just the daily signals. Not including the ATM signals that we have here as well. So you tell me, if we've taken this time over the last 6 years to collect all this data and do this, then we've done our job properly. And why are we still in business? Most businesses that are kind of, even our competition that's been in business for long times, they have good products for what they do. For us, we want to be transparent. We want to be upfront. We want to be honest. We want to help you get to your idea of success. Now, I know this kind of sounded like a sales video, but let me tell you right now, if you're watching this video, this was really about me just updating what we're doing. If you're trading on Nadex, if you're learning how to trade Nadex, we're the place to find your information at because we know the ins and outs. We also have an automated system, the Xenon bot that's coming out, but that's really all just being a fancy tool, right? Learn how to hammer before you learn how to use a pneumatic nailer kind of thing. So I hope this video finds you well. You can enjoy and relish in the process and join us in our story and help become part of that story. Your success is important to us because that's our mission statement, to try to help as many people find their idea of success. So I hope this finds you well. I look forward to seeing you inside. I'm Max Farrow with DexFxMarkets.com. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.